Hey, soul survivors, we are live. So good to have everybody here. I see, I already got a thumbs up. That makes me happy. I'm all tangled up in here. We're going to talk about getting rid of the pain. How do we do it? And some things that might be going on with us. Please let me know if you're having any struggles, little things like that, because the healing process takes time. We have good days, we have bad days, and there are certain things that we can do. So hopefully you guys got a chance to check out the videos I've done on healing, some resources that you guys may be able to use, and where we start taking our mental health seriously. I do have one-on-ones that are available, and a lot of things going on in my mind today. Uh, Trying to think about becoming an actual licensed by the state of Michigan therapist. So that's what I've been doing all day, kind of researching things. So I've really realized just how hurt people, and also when we're healed, how much better we're going to feel, how many people we can help, just by a lot of it is taking time to validate what people are saying and understand. And you call me sunshine again, it gives me warm fuzzies. I don't know, there must be something somewhere in my past somebody called me that or something, but I love it. So I love it that you guys are saying hi to everybody. And we need to reconnect with our inner child and deal with any pieces that are broken. Sometimes that's hard to do. It can be quite painful sometimes to take accountability for some of the things that we might be doing wrong. Or, and as far as doing things wrong, we can be the kindest person. But if we're uh, anxious attachment, little things like that, we're going to go for the opposite, and it's always going to be off balance. That if we want a better relationship with somebody, that we have to work on ourselves and weed out the people. Also, we have to have realistic expectations. Sometimes we expect too much from people. People aren't perfect, and that beautiful spirit of your sunshine, that's what it is. No, thank you. I try to be happy. Because it is contagious. People react to other people's emotions, and the stronger one usually wins out. And the narcissist is so miserable that a lot of times they win out. And uh are those beers? Are you drinking, John? I see 2 beers. And in guy language, that means 6 beers, just so you know. Just kidding. My ex used to always say, yeah, I had a beer. 1 beer means two. 2 beers means like 4 to 6. So, um, were you guys able to get out into the sunshine today? That vitamin D helps. There's also that seasonal depression. So just going for a walk can feel really good and get your serotonin going, and sometimes dopamine, depending on, they have that runner's high when people exercise. And um, Mia says, you are welcome, Cynthia. It's true what you just said. Always good outdoes evil. Yep. And there are times that, you know, evil seems to win out, but we have to pick our battles. How did they put it? Like the mini battles, but in the big picture, in the end, we have to stay true to ourselves. There are going to be times that we're frustrated, down. John says it's a fail on the narcissist side. And Dog Defender is here too. And Dog is saying hi to everybody that's in chat. So we're talking about healing. We're talking about anything that you guys are struggling with. I know tomorrow I won't be able to do a chat because I'm going to my mother's. So I'll be doing that. And John is saying hello to Dog Defender. And I'm overheated. I forgot I had my air on and it got too cold, so I turned my heat on. Mia says, Cynthia, I think they may win many battles, but not the war. That is what it is. Yes. Yes, they can win many battles, but not the war, because in the end, they're going to have a lot of pain looking back if they do become self-aware, all the things that they've done wrong. No drugs or alcohol tonight. tell mom I love her too. I will tell her you say hi and that you love her. Um, good. And yeah. Dog says, I hate hawks today. Oh, sore, but getting better. Otherwise, I am okay. Yeah. Dog had a fall. And mom has a urinary tract infection, but other than that, I think she's okay. So I had to pick up a prescription for her, and my cousin from out of town is going to be there. So thank you for asking. How are you? You said you're sore. John says, "True, Mia. They tried to stop our sessions." Oop. Who is they? And which sessions? I don't know what you're referring to. Mia says, "Well, enjoy yourself. You will be missed. Enjoy your visit with your mom." Yeah, she's a good woman. And Mia says, "Hello, dog defender. Forgive me, slow typer." Yeah, sometimes that typing. I've been typing all day too. Put in a couple applications for some different high schools, and I was kind of tempted. I do want to teach at the college level. I used to teach criminal law at Grand Valley State, but thinking about teaching psychology, getting really into it. It's fascinating, the human mind, and the vibrations. So much to it. Dog Defender says there is some OTC stuff is good, over the counter stuff for urinary tract. I found when I was in New York. Azo, I think is what you're talking about. Is that what you're talking about? Azo is pretty good. Super orange when you go to the bathroom though. Like neon. Uh, I'm hoping to teach high school kids, and then eventually I do want to become a professor again. Um, So we'll see. I applied, and a lot of people aren't certified to teach psychology. I know you need a special endorsement. So it's not like somebody who is just even psychiatrist. I don't think they would be allowed to teach psychology, even though they would have more knowledge than I do. So I'm hoping. I'm hoping. The only thing is where I'm at pays very well. They gave me credit on non-public school hours that I've done years, and I don't know if the other schools are doing it. So I'm scared it might be a $20,000 pay cut, and I don't know if, but the school district I'm in, there's only one psychology position, and I don't see that lady retiring. So that's where my heart's at, though. John says, I'm working slow but hard on the centrifugal force engine drive, getting results big time. And that's pretty cool. There's, keeping yourself busy is another way to help with our healing process. Pomegranate helps, cranberry, but not that juice concentrate sugar. Oh, not the, yeah, I know there's that cranberry juice, not, and get the cranberry, not the cran apple. There's a lot, it'd be stronger with just the cranberry. You can probably do cran apple, but pomegranate, I don't even know. Don't those have the black seeds? Like, I can't eat kiwis either. Do you guys eat kiwis? I hear they're delicious, but they don't look delicious. Um, but moving forward, there's certain things that we can change. If we're in a state of scarcity, where we're in a desperate state, we have to shift to an abundance mindset. And that will really help with the relationships because it will affect the way you talk. Cynthia, it's good, the juice, no seeds. Now, I will tell you my Crystal Light. It's pomegranate cherry or pomegranate something. I love it. Um, but no seeds. Okay. Dog says, no worries, Mia. Hope you are doing well. The numbing effect of the medication helped a ton. It was hard not being able to see my own doctor, but he called in the prescription like your mom got, and it ended up okay. Good. That is good. Uh, you believe it's palm. Hmm. And dog says, put juice, not concentrate. Look at palm. Oh, for pomegranate. Okay. Pom pom pom. I love pom poms. I have my pom poms upstairs. Pure juice. Yeah, definitely do the pure juice. John says, I've discovered his ex narc is doing witchcraft on me. How do you know it's her, and how do you know she's doing witchcraft? Because what I've noticed a pattern with you, especially in the last week, John, um, that you've been saying certain people are doing certain things, and then you switch it around to it's somebody else. And we- I'm just wondering if, when you say you've discovered, how do you know that it's her? And what are the things that are going on with you? Um, and I wish I knew. I wish I knew. Can you guys hold on 1 second? I have somebody knocking on my door. I hate to do this real quick. Told you to be quick. Sorry, otherwise I keep knocking and then the dog would bark. So sorry about that. I'm even more sorry about my hair. Um, you just prepared some more lettuce. I went by her apartment and she was chanting weird incantations. The neighbors moved out. Um, so when you say prepared the lettuce, you're talking about some kind of, is it like a psychedelic lettuce? I know what you're talking about, but is it psychedelic? And how long have you been using that lettuce? And what do you feel when you use it? Um, Dog says there's so much paranoia, John. It reminds me of my friend's son. He is suffering from a lot of stress and his anxiety is off the charts. Just for reference, my best friend's son just married. Yeah, marriage, divorce, change of job, moving, all those are high stress too. And John says it's true. They think it actually works. Um, are you are you talking about the witchcraft, or are you talking about the lettuce works? Mia says, uh, "My get fingers, Cynthia. Crystal light is not healthy. Oh, it's not. Check Bobby Flav out. My sons had real poor diet. They changed their whole life around by diet and cutting out bad foods. Dang it! Why isn't Crystal? It is good. Aw, why isn't it good? Because it's sugar free." Mia says, "Congratulations to your son's friend." Yeah, that is excellent too. I forgot to. Sorry. Congratulations. That's a big milestone in life. Mia says, "John, you need to get away from that." Um, so she's talking about the lettuce that you're using. Is it necessarily healthy to do that? Are you sure that's the exact plant? A lot of plants look like others. Um, and do we know what dose we're getting when we're doing that? Have we done the research on what's too much? Um, how do you feel when you take it? And do you smoke it? Have you been using it longer than, how long have you been trying it? If you don't mind sharing. Um, so how are you you heard her shouting incantations? Are you sure they were incantations? Yeah, I started saying sorry about that when the people came, but I wish I knew more about the spirit world, because I do believe there's something out there. I've had certain experiences, and you can't see it. Sometimes people think you're crazy. I think there's something out there. I don't know if they're fallen angels or God or um, dead people, but there is something out there. Dog says the son of my girlfriend who has the mental issues is not the one married. I was just saying John sounds like him. The other guy, JJ, who married girl he married, has a mom who is a self-proclaimed witchcrafter. Witch? Self-proclaimed what? I'm waiting. um, I don't know. And why do you think, even if she was doing witchcraft, let's say she was, um, why do you think she is trying to do it onto you? A high priestess witch. Hmm. John says, "Can't I stop? They are very similar, very small doses." Pinch. She was throwing herself around her apartment and breathing heavy, like what she was doing wasn't working for her. The neighbors moved out. And Mia says the sugars are poison. They just came out with a new article about those sugars in the crystal light. Some sugars kill the kidneys. The devil makes all the good stuff taste bad, good, but kills your kidneys or your body. Or, um, dang it, man! I stopped drinking diet sodas. You'll be proud of me when I go to school. I just get the soda water. I don't drink. Um, So John says she can't let go. John says she also didn't pay her rent. Not good, Cynthia. And a lot of people who struggle with mental illness also struggle with finances. You know, that's why, try not to let yourself go, whoever you may be. That we got to stay on track to where our depression doesn't get us calling off too many days. Or Mia says, no, no, that's the worst. Please, it will destroy your kidneys failure. Yeah, I stopped drinking the diet soda. No dark sodas ever. Yeah, I don't even want to drink them anymore. So, John says housing authority maintenance crew is watching her apartment. That's good that you got some people watching them. Dog says they just had this huge wedding in the forest, and she was telling me my friend JJ's mom learned there's a lot of hype around witchcraft and that it is not what most of us think. It isn't likely. Um, I think you're continuing that statement on. Um, yeah, I've had my roommate had a platonic guy move in with what do they call warlocks or something? Had his altar, and then he had his girlfriend move in. They had like this altar. She was supposedly a witch, and John says they don't want you to help me, Cynthia. They tried. Who is they? Who is who? And how do they know? Why do you think somebody, and who is somebody that doesn't want me to help you? Uh, Mia says no diet. It's worse than regular. And I don't like regular though. Ugh. But thank you for your advice. The chemicals, what they take out of a product, they replace it with something worse. Yeah, a lot of the diet stuff too has high sugar, even high sugar kind of content sometimes too, even though a lot of them are sugar free. But Dog says that witchcraft is being used in you by a neighbor, John. Expand on what you mean by that. Debbie says, I didn't know we were having a chat. I made a post. I made a post. So, um, is not likely. Yeah, that's what, um, Shoshana had emailed me. I don't think it's her. I can't share stuff about her, but I don't think, but then again, that's my limited exposure. Who are they? Residents. Someone hacked my phone again today. I get duplicate text. I stopped it. Being investigated by the FBI, you heard. Who'd you hear that from? And have you been feeling today, John? I know we had last week or this week was a little bit difficult. Yeah, I woke up today and I'm like, I wonder when Friday is. I'm like, oh, today's Friday. So that's why the late text on when we were doing live chat, because I thought it was like Wednesday or Thursday. It's nice being off of school. And then when I teach online, I teach pretty much every day. So I just know it's a day to teach. It's not like when you're at the school when you kind of count down till the weekend. Um, and I have noticed this week, though, that it's been a lot of flip flopping and quick decisions of who to blame for certain things that there's no pre-qualifier. Like I think it is. You state it as a fact. So I just see that as a pattern that's going on. But you never answered my question, Jonathan. How long have you been doing the lettuce? Lily is here. Yay. Hi, Lily. Lily saying hi to everybody. And John says, I'm good. The fact that authorities are involved is good. Someone is doing a serious investigation. That's good. That is good. And only a few weeks. And uh, what do you feel when you're on it? What's the purpose of putting that in your body? Mia says, Cynthia, John has to not let anyone use his phone or computer ever. Um, are you sharing your phone, John? And Mia says, hello to Lily. We got the family here. Yay. Good to have you guys. Um, so, and I don't even know, you ingest it or you smoke it. I don't even know how you use it. And we have to remember, a lot of times people are like, it's natural. Um, just because something's natural doesn't necessarily mean it's healthy. Uh, there's a lot of things that can build up and little different toxins. I don't know enough about that. Um, and also, how's your hand, John? So everybody's saying hello to everybody. And when we get frustrated, you know, taking the time to calm down and think things through, because I know sometimes we get frustrated and, we don't want to punch a window and get cut up. And then we have another price to pay just because we got frustrated. Easier said than done, but Dog says that there are drugs involved. That has a lot to do with paranoia. It does. And yeah, I don't know if you can see it right there. I think you guys can see it. It's not going away. I keep rubbing it too. Try not to touch it. Luckily, it does. It's a super mild irritation. Barely bothers me, but there's times I'm like, just go away. Yeah. Doctors say it could be like 18 months before it goes away, if ever. If ever. Mia says, I thought John's hacker was his mom and sister. Yeah, and he said it was his mom and sister, and then he's changed it a couple times. John says hi to everyone. Calibri is here, yay! Aw, and you are saying hello with all the beautiful sunflowers. Good evening to everyone, and hi to me. Hi, Calibri, and good to see you. So, John, did you ever find out was it them at one point, and now you think it's somebody else? Many involved. Word of gossip. Um, yeah, I'm a little concerned about the lettuce because you've been acting a little bit different lately, and I don't know if it's because of the lettuce or just the stressors that are going on in your life because you've been going through some stress. Dog says, I'm telling you, sorry to be the bearer. Hacking is not as easy as you think, and it requires quite a bit of knowledge. I think there is more going on here. Yeah, they got a professional dog defender to do it. Why? I mean, it can happen. I'm not going to discount that it can happen. The chances, I don't know, unless you really piss somebody off, uh, you know, it takes time. And, are they going to take the time to do that? And do they have the knowledge? Um, I don't know how to do it. I've been to law school. I've, all this stuff that I don't know how to do that. Doesn't mean it can't be done. You don't have to go to school to learn that. Uh, Dog says, John, I'm sorry. That is a felony. No one would go that as a favor and got what? Yeah. Because, do they have the money to pay somebody? It is a felony. And things are a lot more traceable right now. You know, it's amazing with forensic science what they can figure out, and also the cybersecurity, everything. Even when you delete it, they can still find it. Kalibi says, "Oh boy, did I find out something this week? The actual narc exists within my own backyard. Two of my sisters and the golden child brother. Oh boy, what happened, Calibri? Uh oh." John says, jealous of my invention ideas. I've heard they want me dead and steal it all. Really? Um, then don't talk to people. Don't tell people what you're doing. Don't tell people what you're doing. Sometimes we want that validation of how cool we are because that is cool that you got all these cool inventions, but be smart about it. Stop telling people what you're doing, you know, and even if it comes out, you invented something and it hits the stores, just take the money. You don't have to tell people you did that. If it's starting to be something that is unsafe for you, don't talk about it. So, and also be careful if you do try to get a patent or whatever on it, um, that you do it the right way. Don't give away your ideas. So, John, think about what I just said. We don't necessarily need to tell people. I know you get excited about it, but if it's causing people to want to kill you, I'd keep my mouth shut. Mia says, yes, it's very easy, dog. Just takes one hello for someone to get in. This is why you never answer unknown numbers. Um, hmm. But they have to have that knowledge. Like right now, I don't have the knowledge to do that. I know there is a way to do it and to set it up. I have no clue how to do that. So that's the program, if somebody knows how to do it, it's easy. But Lily says ex covert narc pulled classic gaslighting and projecting this week, but the story is too long to write. Oh my goodness. They'll call me. I'll put you on speakerphone. Oh, poor thing. It doesn't sound good. John says can't copy me. Traced by FBI. Um, people do copy. People do copy. So don't get too cocky on that because you got to protect. They can't be you. They can't come up with your brainstorming, and they're tracing them by the FBI. That's good. Dog says, and they brought it all the way to the FBI though. Dog, do you know how I spoke to my police friends that are FBI and retired FBI. This is something very different. Asked to go on panel. What do you mean, join me? I'm not sure what you mean by go on panel. I think you mean on board with me. I'm not sure. John says they got into my YouTube channel. Should I not show it on YouTube anymore? Yes. And how do they get into your YouTube channel? Exactly, Cynthia. A lot of cutthroats, to be mildly put. Exactly. And Lily says, panel. Good. I'm not the only one confused. Thank you for being confused with me. Calibri says, I was triangulated by my two sisters, making my brother's wife passing away as a weapon to control me. Oh, they've asked me for their pity funds for my brother. I think you had mentioned something about that before, about a month ago, didn't you? And my times could be off. I think I remember something about that. That's hard. Mia says there are a lot of hackers. People can even put trackers on your phone. The internet is not as safe as people believe it to be. Very true. Very true. Kalibi says this brother ignored me for years, and only of the last 3 years he was in touch with me. His son and daughters do not even know. Oh, they don't even know you exist. That is not cool. Wow, because you'd be their uncle, and they don't even know. How old are the kids? Oh, that's really sad. John says, "I'll show failure hacked. I'll sh- I'll show failure hacked me. Nothing is safe. Nothing." And I was getting frustrated today because trying to find out information um, on schools and salaries and just curiosity things, and I'm like, I we can't even trust the internet anymore. There's so many things out there that are so untrue that it's starting to balance. In the beginning, people were on the up and up with what they shared, and now everybody's just sharing things or doing things purposely to trick us or to be cute. You never know what to believe. Dog says not true. I have friends that are hackers, black hats. It is not through answering your phone. I've had so many conversations this week just because of last week. I have spoken out of concern, John. So, yeah. Lily says, "Oh, sounds familiar, Calibri. My sister saved same to me for money for my mom. Again, too long to write." Yeah, some of these stories go really deep and um, painful, full of drama. And Dog says, "Calibri, I'm happy to see you. We are definitely happy to see you as well." John says, "I'm giving up as far as they know. I'll route." Um, yeah, I wouldn't share it with them. Uh, Mia says, "Thank you. Nothing is safe." Yeah, everything that we know. And that's what scares me about the AI, because you can even see it changing with even just internet information, that everything is getting so tainted that we don't know what purity is anymore. Kalibi says, "Now I know why my narc sister have not called me for years, not unless she needs something. No reciprocation on Christmas cards. She's a taker." Yeah, and society's changed a lot too on sending cards. People don't send as many cards anymore. So, um, thank you cards, we used to have to do that. And I have one sister who's real classy about doing that. I need to up my game on that, because and some cousins that are real classy on sending. And that's the thing. Did you notice I just said they were classy? That's I'd like to be classy. I need to start doing that. I'm sorry, that's gotta be hard. John says, "I failed invention ideas, not true. I want them to fall, not me. They'll believe it." And yeah, John says, "AI is a big mistake." And Dog Defender says, "Not enough thumbs up." Let's go, let's go. There we go. You got to hit that thumbs up button. Helps with the algorithm and puts a smile on my face. Gives me some motivation. Kalibi says, "I've decided to cut them off for my peace of mind. They have not been reciprocal anyway." And that's when you know it's like, are we just wasting our time? We can put our time and finances, even just a card costs money, into somebody else, especially when dating AI. Yep. John's like, "Yep. Look at those muscles." And John says, "Sorry, I use machine code. I'm getting pretty far." I don't know what machine code is. I know what computer code, but you know, all these things that we go through mold us, and the way we deal with it is going to bring us down the certain path of who we're meeting or who we're talking to, what we feel about ourselves, who's attracted to us. And I don't mean sexually, just into our circle. John says, "I'm getting too smart. Girls, why is God doing this? It's dangerous enough. I see it way too far ahead." I wouldn't say God is doing this. Are you talking about AI? Why is God doing this? Because I can address that if that's what you're asking. Cleve says, "The other narc sister, who is the church lady, threw a passive aggressive thorn on me. She says she's impressed with the amount of education that I've had. Her true colors have been revealed." Um, is she saying, what was the thorn? Is it that you have education, but your job doesn't match up, that it was a thorn to you? Because that is a compliment. That is a compliment. How is it passive aggressive? John says, "I don't think the society is ready for it." And that's what they're saying. It's even on the news. Like, we are not ready for this. John says, "No, my and other ideas too advanced, I think." Mm, well, quit making those UFOs. Kalibi says, "That reached the level of career that I've achieved, that I've reached." Um, so do you and this is where it gets tricky. I don't know her, so she could have meant it. And if you don't feel that your career is where it should be based on your education, that you could take it the wrong way. Do you think there's a possibility you might have taken it the wrong way? Like, um, or was she talking down to you? Like, uh, and sometimes tone, I can't hear her tone, so I don't know. Um, because I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Lily says, my sister, narc traits, married wealthy millionaires, and the one said to me, can I buy $10 less food per week and don't get my nails done, buy less dog food to give $40 a month towards mom's rent. Okay, yeah. they they don't know, you know. Um yeah. And that's where, we can say no, I can't, you know. But yeah. Sometimes they want everything fair, but if they're millionaires, it's not always fair when you make a limited amount. John says, I'll do it for my own knowledge, but you're the only ones that will see my progress. And wait till you get a patent, go big. Kalibi says, her backhanded comment really slapped me sideways. Okay, yeah, there's times that she meant that she's impressed with the amount of education that I had, but that I reached the level of career that I've achieved. Okay. Yeah, and that can hurt, makes you feel less than, but you have to be confident within yourself, Um, but that can hurt. That can hurt. And I'm sorry you went through that. John says, I'm proud of everyone here. And smooching again. Patent spending. There you go. So, um, I don't know, John. I want you to really think about what you're ingesting. Is there a purpose that you take it? What is the purpose? So, one thing, John, as far as that comment, we got to keep it on topic. We don't have to put that there. Um, Calibi says, thank goodness to block them on my calls and social media. I just need some me time and take care of myself. Yeah. And we're able to do that, Thank you guys. I see those thumbs up. Yeah, just take care of yourself. There's times we have to take a step back. Lily says, I told her first one, I don't get my nails done. And I said to her, do you hear yourself? I hung up on her. I'm the single parent. They don't know my money situation, but sister's so tacky. Yeah. And that, yeah, assuming you're just doing that too. Yeah. Did you say goodbye to her or you just hung up? Um, and the way she said it to you, something really hit, something you did not like, because I can tell. And that's okay. There's things that we don't like, but uh, if we can try to get to the point where like, no, for one thing, I don't get my nails done. I just don't have the extra money. But when we get triggered, um, it's hard to balance those relationships, but, if we can try to stay calm, don't give them ammunition because now she can go back and say, "Oh my god, she hung up on me. Can you believe her?" And that's how they turn it into you're the crazy one when it's like, "Geez, you're pushing it." John says, "I don't use it much for physical pain." Um, okay. I don't know. I don't know the research on it. Um, even just some of the foods that we have that we think are safe are toxic, whether it's pesticides. So Lily says, I hung up. Yes, the way she says it is disgusting. My dear uncle used to say the sisters forgot where they came from. Yeah. Um, and yeah, I didn't hear how she said it. There's times too, it's like, whoa. I get it. There's certain things get me going too. Kalibi says, I remember my sister made a sort of weird comment on my car. She wanted the same when she buys a new car. I just don't have the heart to say that she's a little too old to own one. Um, to own a car in general or the stylish new car that you have? What do you mean by that? I'll wait till you tell me what you mean by she's a little too old for that to drive one. Um, where it's unsafe is what you're saying? Because there are times that, yeah, it starts getting unsafe for some people to drive. Um, and she's in her 80s. And sometimes this is, we don't want to upset somebody, But in this case, that might be the loving thing to do is, you don't want her dying in a car accident or killing somebody. Um, we had to do that with my ex's grandma, have had the talk. That's a loving thing, even if it's hard. John says, I'm considering just letting it go bad. I've already lost so much to mold, threw it out, little left. I can't deal with it. Hey, I stopped drinking and stopped weed. Um, and that's the thing with the mold. Mold spores will get into things. And also, um, I don't know what happens when you ingest. There's different kinds of mold. But bringing that in, you might have some mold spores. So I doubt it's black mold, but be careful. That can make you extremely sick. So yeah, there's ingesting lead paint, all these things, different little toxins that sometimes we don't realize. But that's good for not drinking and smoking weed. How long have you stopped that? How long have you been free from it? And are you still tempted? Sometimes we stop and get tempted, but it's good to stay on target. So waiting to see. But yeah, we've had some injuries this week, guys. I want you guys to stay safe. John says, yeah, I did sell 2 fresh bags, but nobody wants it. I destroyed it, completely gone. I made a good choice. 2 weeks dry. Is that legal to sell? You're on day 25, says Debbie. Good for you, Debbie. Awesome. Yeah, we just keep trying. And 2 weeks dry. Well, good for you. That's good. I'm getting all these pop ups. Hold on, guys. Kalibi's another pop up. Kalibi says the other sister practices some form of witchery that led me to believe her true narcissism. She aims to control. Yeah, a lot of times when somebody is into witchcraft or sorcery, it is to control and manipulate. So, um, has she had any luck with it? Trying to find out if it's. You know what? Who was it? Lily that asked. I think my little bump is kind of moving a little. I think it's getting deeper down in here now too. Man, Lily says I only see sisters who my friend calls the witches, like 2 or 3 times a year at mom's development lunches. They're a piece of work. Money changed them is sad. Money can change people. Money will definitely change people sometimes. John says, I miss the bird and vole. Mia said they needed to die in a safe place. I really miss them because they appeared to be okay. And that's sweet that you took them in. And yeah. And yeah, sometimes we don't know what's going on. We don't know their age sometimes. Kalibi says for a fact the kids play tarot cards. That's kind of sad when the kids are diving or delving in that. Like I said, I don't know enough about the spirit world, but are we opening up portals to certain things? I told you guys about the Ouija board experiences I've had. And it makes you feel different too. Don't do it. Debbie says, I barely think about him. Yesterday I was in the fog. I don't know what brought that on. Smash her palm on the counter. No, no. It's it's probably a ganglion cyst. That's not gonna help it. It's not a blister. And I don't want to do that. It's deep in there. It's really deep. So that would smash on your face. Thanks for the great advice. um, you were in the fog. Yes, we're gonna have our ups and downs. Our energies can be off sometimes. That we can be low on certain things. That's why it's good to get out there and rejuvenate. Kalibi says yes. Whoever plays tarot cards, Koiji, I'm not sure how to say that, uh, are opening portals to any spirits, especially bad ones. and I don't know how to say that. I'm assuming it's Koiji. Uh, yeah. John says this is, and that's the thing. Like I've had certain experiences, certain feelings, certain yeah. Um, Something happens, and I went to a lady who was like a medium or whatever. Is that the right? Um, she, but and you never know. Are they really doing it or are they not doing it? But she was like spot on with some stuff. I'm like, how did you know this stuff? And even like my ex's father had certain things amputated, and she knew exactly which joints were gone, and it was just weird. But she was like talking to this spirit behind me, telling him to go away. And here I'm thinking she's kind of like a nutcase. And then after that, it was better. So it could be something in my mind, but I already thought she was a nutcase, but then it worked. So then I was like, maybe she's not. Um, so, did something when I did the Ouija boards or something open up. John says, this is not a good to thought, but narcissists, oh, not good, but they tried to murder me for real. The mind is powerful. Cynthia, can someone become a werewolf? They really believe it. Yes. Um, and Debbie, expand on what you did. I told you that one experiment or that experience. I told you my friends had a platonic guy move in and that girl, but I was talking to him. We went out to eat, just him and I, and because this was like in high school, we just hang out with whoever. But he told me to stare into his eyes, and he would transform. And I'm like, what? And it did. It looked. I don't even know, but he did look like a werewolf. It was creepy. Did it really? And I didn't know what to expect. He didn't tell me I'm going to turn into this, and that's not my mind doesn't go that way. I don't watch any vampire movies or werewolf movies. Um, Expand on what you mean. You said it works. I did it. So tell me what you mean. Lily says when I talk with them, they affect me physically, like you get ick feeling in your stomach, and you can sense things. It's our intuition telling us something. John says I already got um, or it's our body telling us these people are toxic. So yeah, Lily, you're right. John says, I already got so angry with Alicia, I made my vacuum cleaner fly into the wall. How did you make your violent vacuum cleaner fly into the wall? By throwing it, or it was on and you just let it go and it took off? Or what do you mean by you made it fly into the wall? Or did you zap it, lift it up, and smash it? Kalibi says that narc woman in my building I suspect is a witch and her witchy friends. Maybe. I don't know enough about that. John says I stopped car ignition because they tried to run me over. You've stopped car ignitions. You're able to just like telepathically shut off somebody's car. Is that what you're trying to say? Please explain that. Kalibi says narcs are known to believe into magical thinking. You're right. Yep, there's a lot of that. And thank you for bringing that up. I need to do something on that, a video about that, because they will tell you. I'm going to do that. Thank you, Calibri. Magical thinking. That's a good topic. 'Cause that is true. John says, I've had dreams I could pass through walls, but I felt the mass passing through my body, almost got stuck. They talk about like astral projection where you kind of like leave your soul leaves your body. Some people say there's like a string connected so you'll never get lost, but just don't cut that string. um I should do something on astral projection. Mia says K Flyer evil rebuke that in God's name. If you are a believer, that stuff is so evil. What are you telling K Flyer to rebuke? Oh, the witch, the witchery. John says, I got angry at her for not letting me contact Mia. I heard a smash and found it on the floor, and it broke my exo wing suit. And Melissa is here. So, John, did it go across the room or could it have just fallen down? Melissa is saying hi. We're so glad to have you here. John says, my mind acting instinctually. So you have control over things, is what you're saying. Um, Inanimate objects. Mia says, hello, Melissa. Kalibi says, Narc's obsession of control lead them to practice witchcraft. Yeah, they're wanting to control whatever they can control. They want things their way. John says, I'm scared sometimes of this. And why do you think you had that power? Why were you chosen for that power? Lily says, yes, they are toxic. We met cousins for lunch near me, so I asked sister if we can meet her off the turnpike in a shopping center and drive together because I was nervous letting my daughter drive. And we shall continue. Mia says, yes, the Ouija board, that witch stuff, cards, no one can predict the future but God. Read Daniel, the book of Daniel from the Bible. Is what I believe. Sorry, I keep doing that. I've been talking so much today that I'm like losing my voice and it just won't clear. Lily says, sister wrote me back the coldest text that said, uh, in mapping our journey, it does not encompass Glades Road. And do you live on Glades? I don't understand what that means. I don't I don't know what that means. Mia says God has a special place for witchcrafters, warlock, and witches. Um, yeah, yeah, because we do have free will, but when it's we can live our own lives, but when trying to control things that only benefit us, that's when it's wrong or to hurt other people. And Melissa says a narcissist told me that he wishes to have inner peace. I believe it. I believe it. They a lot of times feel off. They don't always feel good. They know something's up. Um, sometimes we think they're just happy all the time and everything's working out for them, but a lot of times they know their life's screwed up. I even told you, my narcissistic neighbor, he was really down. And I was like, well, what's wrong? He's like, I don't even know. And that's when things were finally going really good for him. Guys, I'm going to stay connected, but I'm just going to turn my heat down a little bit. Ah, maybe I'll turn my air on. I'll turn my air on. We'll do that. Okay. Sorry. I was going to melt. Um, so yeah. Uh, and this is the thing, like it can be hell on earth as well when you start working, like recognizing all the things that you've done wrong in your life and the people that you've hurt. So, um, yeah, I don't want to go to hell. Lily says, yes, off the turnpike in a role called Glades. Sorry, I'm on a roll of narc overload the past 2 weeks. That's okay. Um, sorry. That's hard. John says, hey, Debbie, someone here in my complex is trying to hurt us all. Jealousy. And Debbie says, what? So what do you mean by that, John? Mia, and you never explained how they hacked your YouTube. And Mia says, yes, free will, that's how we were made. Although some souls are good and some souls are evil, can turn to HOD. But again, it's free. But God knows his sheep. That's right. HOD, I don't know what that I don't know what HOD means. Um, what does HOD? John says, quick question. Should I try to develop this talent or let it pass? Scares me. You're going to be paranoid if you uh, keep doing it. um, you know, uh, I can't answer that for you. But You know, there's people who, solve murders, but they also don't feel comfortable with it too. You're kind of crossing over into, I it'll probably drive you crazy if you do. That's just my take. Kalibi says a female narc's vein of envy must be running on overdrive. A neighbor just bought a brand new Mercedes SUV. She pretends she likes it. She pretends she likes it. I love it. Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I was like, oh, that's great. John says Linda somehow had someone hack us and alter your perception of me. Whose perception? Mine or Debbie's? Debbie's. I think you're talking about Debbie. I think you mean Linda somehow had someone hack John and Debbie and alter Debbie's perception of John. Kalibi says, I am somewhat glad that her eyes of envy are averted to the new Mercedes. There you go. Oh, God. Okay. God. John says, my phone was really fucked up tonight. What was wrong with it? John says, I'm not going to try it anymore. Too dangerous. Yeah, I mean, you got to be real strong. The people that I know, they have some pretty scary thoughts, and then, you know, the stupid phone does that, types what it will. Doesn't that drive you crazy? Like the autocorrect and dog defender. But yeah, there's times it's like that is not the word that I wanted to do. Yeah, I get that on my phone too. It gets very frustrating. And it wasn't a typo. I don't do typo. Lily says, I've only had a nice normal sister to them. Only been a nice normal sister to them. They are not liked by my daughter. Any friends that have met them because they're entitled aura. Yeah. Yeah. It's sad, that the good people are often overlooked sometimes, or treated the wrong way. John says, I want to apologize to you, Deb. They are hacking Facebook and tried to get everyone to fight and distrust each other. How are they hacking Facebook? Lily says, yeah, Kalibi, it's like the elephant in the room. Just kidding. Sisters are like that too. They don't brag, but it's the vibe they send off. Yeah, sometimes you can just body movement. It's weird. The energy you feel, energy, just like you can feel people looking at you sometimes. John says, turn Linda in, Deb. Debbie says, John, after I gave you those numbers, I blocked them and deleted. John says she disappeared from reason, not home, guilt. She might just be out doing whatever. It's Friday night. Mia says, that's very nice of you, John, to apologize to Deb. Yes, that was very, very nice. Very strong person to do that. Kalibi says, what I routinely do is turn off the location button to lose the narc's obsession and tracking me. That's a good idea. Check your phone. People can track you. Melissa says, I'm praying for you guys. But also remember, too, if you do turn off the, the tracking, if you get, lost or whatever, it it would be harder to find you. They have to be able to have the pings and all that stuff. Uh, so Melissa's praying for us, and we're praying for you too. Um, that Joshua Schwartz, that I've been doing a podcast with him. He's going into ministry. So what I might do, I did a survey on where you guys are like religiously. I might branch off and have some religious stuff through him in those podcasts if you guys would like. I know not everybody is of the same faith or a faith, so I want to see how I go forward with that. Kalibi says, yes, I felt that negative energy of envy seething out of her. And you can. Um, Problem then, apps don't work, right? Yeah, that's true too. Debbie says we can talk about this later. The cop got them, so it's out of my hands. Yeah. So, John, you're saying the how do you know the FBI caught them? Do you know for sure? Uh, Lily says, sister gets same Mercedes every time leases up. So one time I asked her why the same car, and she paused and said, well, that's what they all get. I thought to myself, how sad to feel to keep up with the Joneses. Yep, that's what they get. So I got to get it. Um, yeah, it's easier to follow than to figure out. Oh, ads. I'm sorry. But I was asking John, he said that the FBI caught them today. How do you know? And do you know why they escalated it to the FBI? Hold on one second. I'm looking something up. Um, all of her circle, all her circle of friends. So yeah, they just like to. That's crazy. It just has to be with all. That's kind of sad, actually. At least they're nice cars. So, John says, "I warned these people. I got a Gmail about it. Not good." Oh, okay. Um, it's spread to others. What Clebe says that three-pronged Mercedes logo is similar to the swastika. Is it? Mm, I mean, I don't know it well enough to know. Is it similar to the swastika? Mia says Lily, lost souls putting their hope in the Jones material world. That's right. And Lily says, I thought it was sad too. Yeah. German car, yes, I wouldn't own one. Aren't they also really expensive to get any repairs on? Gotta think about that too. What did they say? They said in by 2050, if we go all electric, we will save 90,000 lives or something like that. Um, the FBI shares nothing ever. Not all, only in all my true crime cases. In a personal case my daughter opened as well. If you look up the Harmony Montgomery case, the FBI was involved the entire time. Debbie says, I don't think I'll live that long. Yeah, I have some friends who were FBI. I've been out of touch with them. But they were fun. They were so much fun. My Chicago FBI friends. Shout out to them, which I wish I could remember their names. They were fun. Especially Jesus was the funnest. Um, didn't date him, but it was a good group. Dog says no one knew until the trial this week. FBI does in-house only. And Mia says, yes, Cynthia, any German car is expensive to repair. That would make sense. I've never had a German car. John says it reflects back. The FBI are on alert about these alien craft. What alien craft? Lily says, write Mia, I can write a book on them and ex-narc. I started to write a book, but how does it take off? Not a celebrity where I have a platform. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Um, well, you come on here. I'm not the biggest celebrity, but Kalibi says I owned one, just a cheap C series, and it turned out to be a crazy one with weird mishaps on electronics. I traded in after a year. Mia, you're not seeing anyone's chat. Ay, ay, ay. Let me see. I'm going to type mine. You might have to log out and re-enter. Can you see mine? I just sent you one. They are getting attacked by alien probes. It's real news, Cynthia. Who's getting attacked? The cops or people? Mia says, "Are you on something else with others? Another app?" I don't know. If you're referring to me, I'm on my computer. Debbie says, "I've been having trouble myself. It comes and goes." John says, "I am here." Basil is here. Basil the alien. Um, oh, you have to leave chat, dog. Oh, okay. But I'm glad you'll still be watching. Have a wonderful night and the best to your mom. I hope she feels better. I think she's doing okay, but thank you very, very much. Um, so Lily says, "Did anyone else listen to the Joss podcast? So good. Actually, great. I got to take a picture of that so he can see that." Oh, I got a cramp in my hand right now. Hold on. Wait, I got to get that. He'll be so happy to hear that. Let me take a picture of that for him, if you don't mind. My hand's cramping all of a sudden. Um, okay, I'm trying to scroll. Just moves. Give me 1 second, guys. Ah, this is so frustrating. Uh, okay, there we go. All right, thank you guys. He will be so happy to hear that. Um, there, I just sent that to him. So I'm glad you've enjoyed that. Okay, there we go. Um, yeah, he's full of energy too, and a lot of information. Mia says left off last text material world comment. Hmm. Hopefully it'll work. Oh, I'm sorry. And this, I gotta scroll. So there's Basil the alien. Lily says, "Basil, hey, been a while. We're glad to have you back." And Dog says, "Hey, Basil, lovely to see you." John says the military jets are getting swarms of UFO ships tagging them. Take care, Dog Defender. And Kalibi says, take care, dog. And John says, "I know, Basil, I know. The alien." So Dog says, "Thanks, Kalibi. I'm fighting sundown." Yeah, you're 3 hours. So yeah, you got probably just a smidge more time. It's already dark here. Melissa says, "We talked to my grandparents on Facebook Messenger. It was a nice talk." That's good. Aw. Yeah, enjoy your family while you have them. It went out again. That's not good. I don't know. Sometimes you might have to re-log in. Sometimes that makes a difference. Um, Basil says dog defender another day, thankfully. Yeah, I don't know how to solve that. The only way I know how to solve it is possibly re-log in. So Basil says dog defender another day, thankfully. Yes. John says in less than a week I'll be able to see if this centrifugal force engine drive is even worth the effort. Oh, there you go, sharing your inventions. Dog says, "Have a great night, everyone." Josh is hysterical. Oh, good. And Basil says, "Have a great night, everyone." Basil says, "Time flies fast, but sometimes it freezes," to Lily. And um, yeah, Basil's asking, how is your arm now, John? You relogged in twice. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know. And when you say it goes in and out, are you saying that it flickers or it's skipping, missing certain texts? I don't know. Do you have a strong internet connection? Kalibi said, because remember, we talked about that upload type thing that YouTube talked with me about. Um, I wish I could fix that. Other than logging in, I don't know what to do. Kalibi says that if your family is not dysfunctional, sadly, mine turned out to be narcs. Yeah. If the family is functional, it's fantastic. If it's dysfunctional, it's kind of crazy. Dog, my cheerleader says, "Please hit thumbs up. We are missing two." So go ahead and give me that great big smile, a little bit of support. John says, "Thank you, Doug." John says, "I may just stick with the hoverboard." See, you're sharing again. You're sharing. You don't give details, but you give ideas. It just goes black. Huh. I don't know why. John says, my hand is good, healing fast. I'm getting duplicate texts all day after my hack. Hmm. So I've had that happen sometimes too to me, and I don't know why. It doesn't happen all the time, but there's been times that it's done that and it cured itself. Don't worry, I'm not worried. And Kalibi says, as it turned out, I am the scapegoat, goat, invisible child of the family. That's not good. Uh, that can be very hurtful, and that can cause issues later on in life on how you deal with things. Um, do you tend to shy away from people, or do you tend to latch on to people? John says, reset, Debbie, a hack left over, I think. John, no worries, my phone has not been hacked. Yeah, they're saying, I mean, there are things that just seem to happen, doesn't always, you know, things don't always go smoothly. I had that yesterday. My phone kind of like flickered and I had to like clear some stuff out. Sometimes it gets bogged down. John, no, Kalibi says, I tend to shy away. I had a feeling, especially if I detect some control issues. Yeah, it affects just how we handle things. And sometimes we don't even realize until we look back, like, whoa, that really, sometimes you can hear somebody's story. You guys are great. Thanks for the thumbs up. You can hear somebody's story and you can tell. That's why, kind of getting to know people and their families, and you can kind of get a picture of who they may be. Um, some people are very resilient. Just because they grew up in a bad home doesn't mean that they will necessarily have issues, but a lot of times, that cycle repeats itself. John says, had this last night, Deb. Same thing. It's not in my phone anymore, but you might have residual stuff reset. Hope not. So Debbie says, John, I called Verizon and he said, I'm all good. So I'm good. Basil says, Cynthia, I'm getting paranoid thoughts about Debbie being an alien too, and I'm only comfortable with being an alien myself. Well, all right, Debbie, you can't be an alien. It's Basil's turn. You're so silly. Debbie's not an alien. Just you. You're silly. John says we can't fight anymore. Let's try to get along. And Lily says I'm the youngest, so me too, Calibri. I just did something on birth order, and that can happen to the youngest a lot of times, or the youngest gets spoiled. Sometimes they got forgotten about. Depends. They act like above me, and I realized after these narc videos, my mom did have middle sisters as a golden child. Oh, you're okay. The middle sister. Wait, the middle sister was the golden child? Interesting. That can happen. That can happen, but I don't see it usually that way. Kalibi says, I remember earning a good amount of medals in school, and those medals are gone. No one in my family saved them, or at least let me know what happened to them. Yeah, I saw mine in the garbage. you know, um, hmm, yeah. And sometimes, that's the thing. They should at least ask. Sometimes they're like, it's cluttered. We're just going to throw it out without, realizing they might be really important to you. John says, jealous people suck because they hate our status, which took years to obtain, and they want to cut corners and be there tomorrow. They can't wait to be it. Yeah, jealous people are low in their self-esteem. Debbie says, I got blamed for everything that went wrong, even when it was not my fault. Was that by your siblings or by the parents or both? Because a lot of times siblings will do that. Um, but it hurts even a lot too when the parents. Kalibi says, I graduated as valedictorian in high school. Good for you. And it was only my mom who attended. Oh, wow. That's a big accomplishment, though. Very proud of you. And I was valedictorian in my nail tech class. Does that count? I don't think that counts as much as yours. Good for you, Kalibi. My goodness, that's good. Um, and Melissa says, my second daughter got her shots yesterday. She weighs 18.5 pounds. Oh, how old is she? Oh, that's a little. Oh, I didn't realize you had a little. Did I? Did I know you had a little one? Um, is that like a year? I'm trying to remember. Or 6 months. It depends on the kid, 2 months. Lily says, trying to remember. That's, Lily says, yes, three of us. I need to know how the your second daughter is. I don't need to know. I'm curious to know. Well, how's she doing? Does she feel okay with the shot? Sometimes they get cranky. Lily says, yes, three of us and middle one she favored. Believe me, sure don't lose any sleep over it and never stop me from achieving, but realize it since the narc videos. Yeah, sometimes looking back, both. Debbie says both. Basil says, who else is an alien? If you are, don't let me know. By all means, it should be confidential, especially John, who knows too much. Is there a secret I don't know? Uh, John, they said I'm negative. What? It's them. Um, well, there's certain things that you do say that is uh, either passive aggressive or aggressive, or you get negative on their way of thinking, you know, if that makes sense to you. Uh, Lily says, wow, Kalibi, awesome. Yeah, definitely. Kalibi says, I kept the graduation program as my treasured keepsake, and you deserve to have that for the rest of your life. Lily says, I was in the top two of court reporting class. Teacher called me her star student, and that's excellent too. Very cool. Got some smart people here. Kalibi says, thanks, Lily. Debbie says, my older sister was a saint. Is that sarcastic with the laughing my butt off? Lily says we had a stepsister who was valedictorian in her high school. So cool. Yeah, my cousin, she was a valedictorian, and they offered her like free rides to many different places, and she's like, no. She didn't want to. She was just done. So, and Melissa says Tina is 2.5 years old. Amy is 6 months old. Oh, 6 months. Oh, and a 2 year old, 2.5. My goodness, Melissa. We're praying for you. Because that could be a handful. And, they're 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 so precious though, you know. John, you're being silly. You gave her some pain meds like Tylenol, hopefully, or something like that is what you're talking about. Yeah, sometimes just taking that little edge off. I don't think you gave her Oxycontin. Lee says, I sure screwed off in high school and then buckled down in college. Yeah, it's different, isn't it? She was a little bit grumpy. Yeah, that happens when they get those shots. Um, yeah, same here. Well, yeah, same here. I didn't partake in like the alcohol and drugs that some people did. But yeah, I didn't take it seriously as far as I did the minimum. And I did really well too. I was lucky that way. Debbie says, you bet my sister was in college and she was a social worker. Very nice. So I want to say I love you guys. I'm going to go ahead and end this in just a second, because I do have to get up early to go across state. But Debbie says she tried to use her psychology on me when she came home on weekends. It never worked. Yeah, there's ways to do psychology and ways not. So I did have a couple videos that I still need to upload and before I go to bed, but you had her number, Deb. That's right. So it was good seeing you guys, and I look forward to seeing you again. Lots of love to you. Stay strong. Always feel free to let me know if there's anything I can help you with. One on ones are available, and I'll talk to you. Well, I gotta get some stuff done. So I hope you enjoyed this evening and stay positive. So take care. No secrets, Cynthia. You're just being extra terrestrial. Awesome. Talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.